Mike, turn your games down.
Time for your episode of Games My Mom Found. I am Mike Albertin, and who's making really dumb decisions for music with me tonight?
This is Richard Sampson from the YouTube channel Rich Kale, where I go through various games and play through things. And, I played through some games with this topic that we're talking of.
So this is all your idea. I'm glad that you recommended it, actually. We're here to talk about Aliens, Music of the Spheres, a 4-issue miniseries published by Dark Horse Comics that came out in 94.
Yeah.
Written by Chet Williamson, pencil by Tim Hamilton, and art by Bradstreet and Guy Burwell.
Yes, and it also has a novelization written by Ivan Navarro. Came out 1996, I believe.
What was first?
Came out. The comic.
Oh!
With all these novelizations that was done based off of these Alien comics, the comics came first. These novels didn't start being made until after Alien 3 came out. So certain things in some of the novelizations got changed from the comics. And with certain comics, when they were reissued in an omnibus graphic novel type collection, they had to put the names in there and a little explanation why.
Okay.
So it'd be an interesting thing when you see if you hopefully do more of these, you can see when you hunt them down, you'll see that.
Well, my hunting them down was real difficult there. I went Alien, Music of the Spheres, read online, click, and that was me hunting it down.
Yeah, This was actually when this was one of those ones I didn't find a collected set of them because I got into it after they were in print and then in a way, and this was one of those hard ones to find.
Oh, I can believe that.
I didn't find my copy until December 2018 when when my daughter and we went down to North Carolina, visit a friend of mine from college. She invited us down and found it at a comic book shop down in North Carolina. I think Charlotte, North Carolina.
Honestly, that's the best way to do it. It's just find comics randomly.
Oh, yeah. Well, this was all as a set, and the sticker on it, I still have it in here. It says full series, $11.
That's not bad. For 4 issues of a miniseries, that is not bad.
When their initial price when they came out was $250, yeah, each, yeah.
I mean, I didn't even I knew there were Alien comics, but that's only because you have told me multiple times that there are Alien comics.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I have never read one before. I've never even picked up one before. I never had interest to pick up one before. So,
yeah.
Not saying anything wrong with that. It was just one of those things that never really. Aliens is a franchise that I didn't have a lot of love for. I just didn't care. So, but I don't mind experiencing more of it because, I mean, yes, none of this is canon anymore, but it's just cool that it exists.
Yeah, it's like as I say, when it comes, I was actually talking a little bit about this with my daughter. When it comes to an extent, the extended media, with the media stuff, extended universe is usually when you're outside the main media it started in. And only the people who created the initial idea can say whether something is canon or not.
I mean, but also, when this would have came out, I mean, they didn't know that the series was going to keep going the way it did eventually. I mean, it took a long time, too, if you think about it, so.
Yeah.
Because Alien 3 is, 91? Or somewhere around there?
Yeah, I think so.
And then Resurrection
was about
is
90, I think 97.
And then nothing till Prometheus,
Yeah.
which is the 2010s?
Yeah.
Or 2012. So, yeah. I mean, this series was, kind of dead, so.
Yeah, and the extended universe that Dark Horse's comics take place in is basically an alternate from the end of Aliens, because when that whole thing started, Alien 3 wasn't even in the works, so to speak.
I mean, that's a good thing to point out, especially before we talk about this, because, I mean, I don't think Alien 3 really mattered, because that movie's contained from what I remember, and this doesn't deal with anything. I mean, you can tell this is also, midway into their series of the comics, too.
Oh, yes. And
this is part of Omnibus 4, what I was reading.
Yeah. It's basically when you have the timeline thought out, or talking about the whole series as a timeline, there is a set that happens basically after Aliens, because when the original Aliens Book 1 came out as a 4-issue miniseries, it actually did use Newt and Hicks in it. And Ripley
Okay.
pops in around towards the end of book 2 and with the following one of that. And
Yes. I remember you talking about that too.
yes. So it establishes a few things in the prior comics that is evident in this one, in Music of the Spheres. One, aliens did make it to Earth after that, after Aliens. And needless to say, it was attempted for military usage. Of course, once a queen's down on Earth, she gets into the dreams of some people, and they form a religion. And of course, the religious nuts manage to get into the military base, freeze the aliens, and Earth goes to hell.
Okay, so that's, but the thing is, like, even with me knowing next to none of what you just said,
Yeah.
I was able to, like, because the way this comics, first I want to say this cover, I like this cover, has an alien and then 3 ninjas with their backs to the alien. That is a cool cover.
Yes, it is. And it really does take you away from what it's going to be with that opening, with that cover.
I didn't know what to expect from this comic. The title, Music of the Spheres, I didn't know what to... I had no expectation coming into this comic, nor did I expect it to be as gory as it was.
Well, I'm going to tell you...
It's fine, but...
Yeah, when I read the novelization, and I have the novelization in front of me, you have actually a person kneeling before an altar with a figure of a queen alien on it.
Okay.
So that tells you nothing. And in the background, when you read the synopsis on the back of the cover, it really doesn't necessarily fit with it. But I think that's part of the beauty of this. It subverts what you're thinking.
It does. This first issue starts off with a bunch of ninjas, and very quickly they run into an alien. I'm like, why are ninjas fighting aliens? And what the fuck is going on? And I think it's pretty quickly you find out that they're part of a corporation, and they're stealing alien eggs from another corporation.
Yes, you get that. You find out they actually are like the sort of the, we work for the company, but not really work for the company. And you get introduced, they are stealing an egg. They just need one egg. And it's revealed that the company that wants this egg is called Sin Sound. It's a music company.
Which is so fucking weird to me that I'm like the whole idea of this, that some composer wants an egg because he wants to use the sounds of murder and the screams to create music.
Well, let's face it, music has a very strange history of using things that are not instruments as instruments. There is a symphonic piece for a typewriter, and 1812 Overture actually uses canons. So, using an alien screams. You know what? We've got dogs singing jingle bells. So, unusual instruments and sounds. It's not as far-fetched as you think about it.
Fair enough. And this does talk about like the world that they're in, where it's like Buddy Holly sings Garth Brooks III, and Elvis lives. They're all androids. Like, he does some very interesting stuff very quickly. Like, even for me, knowing nothing about this world outside of the movies, and I figured out really quick this is a completely different world because hell, they have aliens in a corporation on Earth. So I figured things were different really quick.
Yeah, and this is after the planet has survived. Human race and planet has survived an alien invasion or infestation, I should say.
Okay, so that's stuff in like earlier comics that I haven't read then.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay.
Also, it's established in the series that came out after the first 3. I think it's called Genocide. That there is now also a drug out called Xenozip, and it's created by using royal jelly from a queen alien. So obviously they got to have some sort of queen alien under wraps somewhere in a secure facility.
That's how I took it, yeah.
They took lessons from the Predators.
I also like that neither company is Weyland Yutani. I thought that was a nice touch. It's Sin Sound and Med something?
MedTech. I think that was also one that was set up prior as the initial makers of Xenozip. And it also makes sense also why the theft happened the way it does. Because as we're revealed, the owner of Sin Sound was having an affair with somebody, and then they switched to the owner of MedTech. So, they wanted to steal the egg, And when the album came out, then the tech would know who, has stolen it.
I thought that was just kind of neat. Like, they're like, they'll know. I mean, no, they'll find out a lot sooner than you think. But yeah.
Initially, it was like he was, they didn't know they had a quote hound dog.
That was cool when you see that. Like, this comic is just interesting, and everything is so, like, out there. Like, I was talking a little bit like the music. They show, like, different music androids with, like, 3 heads, and it's just, it puts you into this world very quickly, and you could read this miniseries without reading anything else, and catch up pretty, like, what's happening. Like, and they talk about the drugs here pretty quickly. They talk about how this composer just wants to make music, and then how they hired the ninjas to rob the other company, and how the other company uses an alien named Old Blue as a tracking dog. All within like a few pages. Like,
yeah.
It was enough where I didn't question other stuff. Like, okay, this is the world we're in, and I was just able to jump in and read this miniseries, which I'm impressed that now that I'm looking at like chronological, this is in like the middle of a lot of books that came out before this.
Oh yeah.
And a lot of books after it.
Oh yeah. Yeah, definitely. And the idea of using the sounds the alien makes for music, it's one of those, let's face it, using an alien for a military weapon, very destructive. Using an alien, the jelly to make drugs, addictive drugs. Yeah, that's destructive. Making music, that's a new twist.
It's not something I would have expected.
No, you didn't. You wouldn't have expected at the time. Now, back when this first came out. Nowadays, I mean, Buddy Holly sings Garth Brooks.
I really like that.
You can find videos on YouTube. Like one I found, I was actually impressed by this one. Plankton singing Tennessee Ford. Hearing Plankton sing 16 tons, I was like, almost sounds exactly like Tennessee Ford, to be honest.
I also, the irony that the 2 music artists they chose, Buddy Holly and Garth Brooks, are 2 of my wife's favorite music artists, was also icing on the cake for me in irony.
Did you mention that to Tiff?
No, because I forgot. I would say she'll hear it when she listens to this, but I know better. I'll tell her later. I'll pull up the issue and she'll be like, okay.
Yeah.
I do gotta say, I'll give these people props. Like, when they take the stolen egg, like, they know how to keep it from opening. They build a good cage for it. Like, they are actually very smart when it comes to how to handle it. And I know it's because in this world, you can tell they've been dealing with aliens for a while.
Oh, yeah.
Like the tracker. Old Blue is tied up in such a, like, with different gear on him so he can't escape. I mean, he can still murder people, we find out, because he just bashes them to death. But
oh, yeah.
It's a really cool, like, that they're like, oh, we just use them as a tracker. And the whole idea, was this ever mentioned in any of the movies that aliens are territorial with different hives? I don't think it's ever came up before.
It never came up in the movies, no.
Okay.
In fact, and it's sort of established in prior comics, but it makes sense. I mean, ants can be very territorial. Insects can be very territorial about, their colony. They are very protective. And if it doesn't smell like the home, it's an enemy. Makes sense. Complete sense. Yeah. And, well, in the prior stories, the plan to get rid of the alien infestation on Earth, they find the alien homeworld, bring back not a queen, the queen mother.
Mm-hmm.
To bring them all together to one area and then nuke it from orbit, so to speak.
You have my attention.
Yeah, that's in, I think, it's either going to be called Earth War or Female War.
Okay.
Depending on which one you look up. Usually Female War is applied to when the recharacterization of characters, like Billy and Hicks. No, Newt and Hicks. Billy was the name they changed it to for Newt. But that's that.
Here and other. Okay.
But in Genocide, which follows that one, is where we first find out about Xenozip. This is when you find out that the whole that home world's now in chaos because you've got 2 tribes of aliens.
Okay, and we're gonna get to more alien comics most likely because this got my attention. So just to let you know,
I've succeeded.
You did, and it's also right after you see Old Blue kill a few people, and I just love that because people are doing the drugs, and that's what made them smell like a different hive. And then this is when you start seeing people who worship the aliens, and one of the ninjas goes and recruits somebody to be like, "Hey, do you want to fulfill your destiny?" Like, and it makes sense.
Yeah.
I could definitely see people who worship of God, that really could give a shit about them, that would just murder them. Like, no question there. I completely could believe that.
Yeah. I
I
mean,
mean,
let's
we,
face
we
it.
see it in real life right now. Not an alien God, but it's something. Maybe an
We
alien, I
saw
don't
it.
know.
We saw it years ago, even before this. I mean, when they probably did that, came up with that religion, they probably had Jim Jones in mind.
Fair enough.
Then
It's very cool to see, and like even though I didn't know a whole lot about what I was reading, it's like the comic gives you what you need very quickly, and I appreciate that.
Oh yeah, that's a good thing about it. It gives you all your information. Back when they knew not everybody might, if somebody's coming into it later in the series, you got to have enough information in there to get your idea going, and maybe once you look into getting the older issues, which in comic book shops that was always a thing.
Yeah,
Still
especially back
is.
then. I mean, now
A
it's
little bit.
it is, but it's harder to find back issues.
Like
I mean, there's
said, it was
years.
hard to find this one too.
Yeah, I mean, in general now, I mean, I don't go through boxes of comics anymore like I used to. I lost interest. To be
Yeah.
completely fair, and the prices jumped at one point because of 2020, and that really pushed me out of hunting for them. I'm like, nope, I'm good. I'll stick with my video games now again. Thank you.
Yeah, well, at this time this came out, this was priced at $2.50 an issue.
And now I think they're like $6 an issue for your regular comics.
I don't know what the current
5 or
price-
6. I haven't bought any in a little bit because I don't go to comic shops unfortunately much anymore. I mean, I did buy a Star Wars comic, a first appearance that I need to go put on my wall recently for like $25, but that was not a recent comic. That was a comic from the 90s.
Yeah, well, I haven't, like I said, I haven't been buying much in comics either lately. I mean, the last one I actually bought that was a recent release was Jubilee Blood Hunt during that whole vampire event that was happening in Marvel. So that was the last one I bought.
I remember like, oh, this sounds cool, and then I completely forgot it was a thing. So thank you. You reminded me of something I was kind of curious about.
It was actually kind of interesting that Jubilee still has friends in the vampire community, the ones that were trying not to always feed on people and that. But that's that. We're talking aliens now.
Okay, I'm lost, but I don't want to ask questions because then you'll keep explaining to me.
Yeah.
That's a whole other conversation. And then this brings us to issue 2. I do not like this cover.
It's very apropos, though.
It's a guy laying on his back, all bloody, and the alien is coming out of his chest.
Well, that's our worshiper.
I didn't like it. I mean, it's like when this comic starts off, you have the lead ninja guy bring the idiot worshiper who was essentially just high on drugs.
Oh, yeah. Xenozip does that.
I do like how he's talking about, like, I could hear the music, and it's like, I get it. I mean, I've never really done marijuana, but that don't really count as like a strong drug. But like, I get it to having these hallucinations and everything. Like, to me, that makes perfect sense.
And you gotta also love the fact that this quote user is someone the composer knows.
I thought that was cool.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, hey, you used to play guitar. He's like, I don't need a guitar to hear the music anywhere.
Yeah.
He's like, I got drugs. But it's very interesting. And just the way they handle the eggs, where they have like that keeps them shut. So that way the egg is, mostly harmless. Like, really nice touches to show a world that they understood aliens. And like in all the movies that I've watched, I've never seen that. So that was kind of cool to see that in this comic.
Oh yeah. It's again a brilliant thing to show. They learn, some people manage to learn from the stupidity. They didn't fully learn from the stupidity, but they learned enough.
It was really cool when he brings him to the chair and the guy's like, wait a second, I changed my mind, because he knows exactly what the fuck's about to happen to him.
Yeah.
And it ain't gonna be pleasant.
Yeah, but that's the thing. It's like that moment of religious fervor and all that, and then boom, you're facing it. There is always the scare.
Yeah, it's fuck around and find out is what it is, too. So
I mean, people who are young and are about to die, and in a situation where they're going to die, they're not ready to go. People who have lived their life, they're ready to go, and they're not as scared as someone who's young.
No, fair enough. This guy was not young, but like they do make the alien thing so grotesque and violent. Like when the facehugger jumps on him, the way they drew it is pretty fucking intense.
Yeah, it is.
I mean, everything in this comic, the way it's drawn, very, very intense. I mean, there were some issues where the font was hard or the text was hard to read, but that's not the comics issue. That's for me, it was the scanning of the comic onto the internet was the issue.
Yeah, well, for me, it was getting it in the right part of the bifocal. So
my comic was you can tell like this was scanned years later. So somebody pulled out their copy that they had and scanned it online.
yeah, I can believe it.
Which I don't mind.
It's hard to find this one. Even in omnibuses, I had a hard time finding. This was one I couldn't find.
And I get that completely. I'm not surprised that this was hard to find. Yeah. I mean, also think about the simple fact of, look at Dark Horse doesn't own the rights to this anymore. Marvel does, and I can guarantee you Marvel's not going to republish these in any shape or form or work a deal to republish these. They're just going to try to let them disappear, even though...
It's going to be hard. It would be very hard. And I'm going to tell you part of why it's going to be very hard to let these publications disappear. It is because these publications not only gave us so much of the extended Aliens lore, but it's where we got the term for the Predator.
Wait, that's in these comics before? Well, the movie was...
No, this is what the Alien comics being adapted into novels, okay? One of the first that they had was Aliens versus Predator. But nowhere in any of the lore did we ever have a name for the Predator. We just called it the Predator.
Oh, okay. You're talking about their actual I forgot the name.
Yautja.
Okay.
And that is thanks to Steve Perry when he wrote, he and Stephanie wrote the adaptation of the first Alien versus Predator comic into novel form. That's where we got the term Yautja. And it has stuck in the community. So,
that's cool.
Yeah. And even the comics really cool. are celebrated. In fact, I remember a few years back, I saw a anniversary issue of the original, Aliens Book 1 with even a little bit in it saying, this is what we had to do. And then we had to do this and this. Oh, this is the original printing collected. So that kind of thing. They can't necessarily, Marvel can't necessarily let this die.
We'll see about that. I wouldn't put it past them.
It's sort of they'd have to acknowledge that they existed because of its own contribution to the lore.
I think you're underestimating Marvel there.
Well, we're not talking DC.
They're both bad in their own ways. So they're both owned by shitty companies.
Marvel's a little bit more media savvy.
Yes, Disney's better than WB Discovery. Now it's just WB and Discovery, two separate companies. Again, fucking idiots. But that's not what we're here for. But I do like it when the druggy guy is taken away. This is when the composer picks up a vial of the drugs, which that goes places in a little while.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And the way because they put the guy in a cage because they know exactly what's going to happen, and so does he.
Yeah. And
when the alien splits out, the way they drew it, it was like, damn, like it's hideous.
Yeah. And of course he's there, and of course our composer's there to record every sound. Every sound.
Well, and it gets worse because then they start bringing people, like he takes the drugs and then they start bringing like random people to the alien to be fed. Well, no, animals first.
Animals first.
Poor animals.
Because, we're trying to, get that right sound. And of course, the sound, what he wants is not from, it needs to be larger predators. And you got to love the two scientists that we have here that are helping him. One is in it as well, as much for the music as the composer, except he's a little bit more open-minded when it comes to music of the day. I mean, the composer he's your typical older generation. This is what I know as music. What we are getting is not music.
Not at all.
And we all go through that. I mean, look at the birth of rap. When rap started coming into the scene, people are like, this isn't music. This is just garbage.
And I unfortunately had that thought too for a long time before I opened my eyes and stopped being a bigot.
Yeah, we go through it. We look at the cartoons and like, this is not the Thundercats I know. When people saw the remake that was in the early 2000s, and then of course when Roar came out, everybody's like, this is definitely not the Thundercats we know. And some of the older ones are like, you know what? What you had, that was pretty good. That was pretty good and nicely done. This is this crap? That kind of thing.
Yeah. And it's interesting, like, when they bring the bull in and the bull hurts the alien and gives the alien an actual, like, challenge for the first time since, a dog and cat are nothing for a giant fucking alien.
Yep.
It's very cool.
Oh, yeah, it is. And the other scientist, she's there studying it, watching it grow. She's actually, like, I don't want to say Jane Goodall and the gorillas. No.
I mean, that is a fair comparison.
Yeah. I mean, she'll even say, she even says the most we can hope for if you're making some connection with this thing, that it hesitates before it kills you.
No, I like her. She's a good character in here. Like, I do enjoy the other two scientists too that are working for him. I thought they were both very interesting, and like they grow a lot in these 4 issues.
Indeed.
And the next animal they bring in is a panther. I thought this was cool. Like, I was thinking to myself, you don't see a panther a lot in anything. I was happy to see a panther in general. Like, this is cool.
Oh, yeah.
And I have a little black panther above me, my baby, like 10-pound panther, whatever the hell he weighs.
Looking at you like you're talking about me, right?
No, he's too busy trying to see if he can make a jump that he can't make.
Well, they always do that.
Well, his sister can make the jump. He cannot make the jump. So hopefully
not yet, at least.
Enough. No, I don't think so. It's pretty wide. It's a few feet.
Hey, I remember watching my cat make when we had a cat. I remember seeing Hunter make some amazing jumps. So
he can, but he's not a very skilled panther. He also is blind in one eye mostly, so
Well, that definitely hurts the depth perception.
It does. Now he's looking at me like, "You're speaking of me, human." But he's good kitty. But that's what I thought of when I saw the panther. But I just liked it.
Yeah.
And you do see the composer doing more drugs and buying drugs, and they do give you pages to show you how he's going more insane too from drinking.
He's gone down the rabbit hole.
Yes.
All for his symphony of hate, which is another beautiful thing. I mean, even in the first issue, it's like, you want us to acquire an alien for you to compose a symphony of hate, showing how much you hate us and hate everything. Yeah, and you'll do it because you want because it brings you in money.
I did find it very interesting how, like, his whole idea is, okay, I need more sound, so now we got to start sacrificing people so they can challenge it, and they build a whole like training course kind of thing with tunnels and stuff, and so a human can actually like kind of fight and run. I thought that was a really like cool concept. I was surprised, and again, this is more of like they know what the aliens are. They've been living with the aliens for a while. It's very interesting. It was very cool to me. And then he gives the guy a stun gun, which actually hurts the alien. Can't kill him, but hurts him. I thought that was a nice touch.
Yeah, and like you said, it's like it's designed, and they had to keep Mozart sedated. I love that they called this thing Mozart.
Same. It's cute.
Because it was a prodigy in music, which, Mozart showed his skill when he was very young.
Yeah, I just don't understand some of this, but yeah. And then the third issue, I do like this cover as a human, the electric spear in blue, and then the alien in red creeping next to him. It's a nice cover.
Yeah, although it's probably the most unrealistic, it fits, but it's not 100% a good fit. I mean, the cover for the first one made sense to a degree. The second one makes sense, and even on the 4th issue, it makes sense. This one's sort of a little off the mark because it's more like it's in a hive, an actual hive, but it's not, if you get what I mean.
Yeah. No, but I still liked it, but no, I get what you mean. And then this issue starts off with a bunch of showing that like multiple people they've been taking and putting in here are getting murdered, and he's recording all the sound. And I like how they make sure to give you multiple panels of him just, drinking the drug.
Mm-hmm. And that's going to play a point. It's going to definitely play a point.
And I like how he's you see him eyeing the other assistant because he's about to throw her in there because he wants to make the alien kill somebody that he's starting to care for.
Yeah, and because it's for a specific type of sound he's hoping to get. The betrayal. Some sort of a betrayal. Of course, we also get a view of how they're trying to prep Blue for another outing.
Is Blue referenced in other comics too?
No.
Okay,
no.
I was just curious maybe.
Well, it could be, because when they did the story Genocide, because they're not supposed, they're supposed to pretty much look the same to each other, but we had to be able to tell them apart.
Yeah.
In the comic, the one tribe is blue of xenomorphs and the other tribe is red.
Oh, okay. Okay. That makes more sense than what they're. I mean, we don't really see it in here. We only see aliens from. That's cool to know. All right.
Yeah, that could be the reference because of
And that makes sense too. That you kind of have to do that because everything looks the same. If not, plus this also makes sense why I remember seeing figures of different aliens in different colors, and I'm like, what is this? That you okay?
That was just marketing.
I know, but like they had toys and stuff of different things, and this makes more sense now.
Yeah, and those came out, I think, after Alien 3 came out, because Alien 3 is the one that established what would happen if you send it to this animal, if the face hugger was on this animal, because it was the first time we saw a xenomorph on an animal in that.
But that never actually came out.
Alien, yeah.
It's not in the movie.
Oh, yes, it is in Alien 3.
I think it's a cut scene.
No, the dog isn't feeling well, and that's the one where it comes out of. It's not a cut scene.
Okay. I have not seen the movie in a very long time.
Yeah. I just watched it a couple of years ago, so
I'll be watching it at some point. Maybe this year. I don't know. We'll see how I feel.
We'll see how you feel. We got Aliens done.
Yeah. Trying. It's one of the few things where I said I was going to do, and I did not keep on my word. My plan was to do the whole series.
We'll get it there.
Last year. We shall see. But all right, yeah, you do get a small scene of them prepping him. And then this is when you have the composer telling one of the older guy that he works with, pretty much how he's about to sacrifice the woman. Because I like it when the guy leaves. She's like, I'll see you later. He's like, nah, probably not. He knows.
If he knows it's coming. I think he knows it's coming, but, it's he says, and actually the statement, you have to really look close at it. He says, okay, have a peaceful night. I'm sure I won't see you later. But if you look close, there is a period after night, after won't, and after see you later. Because he's going to the concert that's up above them. So he's not going to have a peaceful night.
No, not with this type of music either. And this is when I do like how the composer takes a keyboard and knocks her over the head with the keyboard, then throws her in there.
Hoping you didn't ruin the keyboard.
And then you get a small scene in between all that where you see like these weird androids that are playing the music.
One that looks like it has an alien jaw in it.
Yeah, it's strange. But the betrayal stuff is so cool, how he throws her in there and puts the gun right out the door, and I do like how like in every panel you can just see the drug dripping out too, to show you like how crazed he is at the moment.
Oh yeah.
It's really good.
And to be honest, when anyone in a creative sense just gets in that zone, it is hard to pull them away from it.
No, it is. I used to write a lot. I get it.
Oh yeah, I do. I still write, not as much as I used to. Part of it's just the past 2 years, this past year and a half, year or two has been for me. But you get in that zone.
Mm-hmm.
I've been up till 1 in the morning because I got in the zone.
Uh-huh. I mean, I do it now. My art is this. And I totally get it. I just switched art.
Yeah. But it's interesting then once, he opens the door, that it's just a moment. She is trying to go slow to hopefully not cause a charge. And you also get the hint, as it says in the narrative, there is hesitation. And it could be that it has come to associate her with something caring for it.
Yeah, I thought that was
cool.
But
in the end, it's also going to be prey or food.
Yeah.
And she manages, because this is something that he must not have been something he knew about. They set up that area for people so that they could get in there and maybe have a fighting chance at survival.
Well, she said it was for the engineers to get out while they were building it.
Oh yeah, there are tunnels there that are small, big enough for a man, but too small for his.
Oh yeah, those are, I think, to have somebody try to run away, but at the same time.
Yeah, but somebody who's worked on it. Yeah. Yeah.
You can check out, but you can never leave.
Yeah. But for them, Mozart's waking up. I got to get out of here. Here's where I go. But it's like Eddington, our composer, didn't necessarily know about that.
Yeah, you're probably right. He probably had no idea that it was there and that was a thing. And that's a very cool moment, like to show how stupid he is. He goes in there thinking he's going to capture the sound because the power isn't working. And the alien just grabs him and eats him.
Yeah, well, he got what he deserved. I mean, what
He did.
he was thinking the alien was occupied with her.
But
So-
this feels like one of those things that maybe you should confirm before you decide to, go and kill her.
Well, curiosity
I
a
know.
couple years ago proved it. People who are on drugs, they do not have the self-preservation instinct in them.
Yeah.
It is
No, that's
one of the that is hindered greatly. That was a very interesting episode too, hosted by the late Robin Williams, mainly in part because he had his own history with drugs.
He's one actor that I still miss.
Oh yeah, but
that one still hits me.
Yeah, but yeah, he went in there. He wanted to record the sound. He wanted to get the sound. And even when he entered, it was not softly enough because Mozart heard him. Mozart went after him.
I like that, and also like how I was not expecting this. He gets murdered at the end of issue 3. There's 4 issues of it.
Oh yeah, definitely. And it leads us to our cover for issue 4. But he made the mistake. The drugs compromised his thought process.
Yep.
And because he had the drugs on him, well, Mozart smelled threat. And then Mozart took advantage of the opportunity to get out.
So are there only 2 different hives in the blue and the red in this world?
Well, when you think about it, there are different hives. There are definitely different hives, but each hive, let's face it, if you did not know you were part of a hive or did not grow in the hive sense, any hive is going to be a threat.
Fair. Okay. I was just wondering if they knew or anything like with that.
Well, see, that's the thing. The Xenozip is away from them, and who's guaranteed that they have just one queen for making Xenozip because it's dangerous.
Yeah,
I mean,
I'm sure they have more.
to harvest it, and they probably have at least 2 or 3 safely secured under about 3 levels and 3 backups.
You'd think so, but
well, yeah. I mean, let's face it. Ninjas were very skilled at dodging everything. They were able to get by.
I don't like this 4th cover. It has the alien Mozart standing above the dead body composer. It's pretty graphic. I'm like, I do not like this issue.
It's pretty graphic, but you want to know something? He got what he deserved.
He did. Completely deserved it.
Of course, he didn't get to see his masterpiece get done, but, we get to that eventually.
I don't think that's a bad thing either. He got everything that he deserved to happen to him.
Yeah.
So there was no upsetness to me that he gets killed as terribly as he does.
Yeah, well, let's face it. Everybody gets excited for when somebody's last work comes out, especially if it comes out after they passed away.
That is fair.
I mean, let's. The last last of the Discworld books was basically published after Terry Pratchett passed away. But he had enough of it written that his daughter or his granddaughter was able to finish it, and they were able to get it out there.
I only read 1 book of that series, and it was really good.
Which one was it that you read of that series?
The first book. Oh, I remember.
Oh, the Color of Magic.
Maybe not. I don't remember. It's been a long time.
Yeah, the Color of Magic ends off like a little bit of a cliffhanger. And
I just remember Dominatrix is torturing him at one point. That's all I remember.
That would probably be the Color of Magic because they were in the Wormburg, I think.
Okay, it's been a very, very long time.
Yeah, but I like how this.
Read a lot.
I like how this one opens.
Same.
It's like, what do you want? I want you to take us wherever the hell he wants to go.
And the guy's like, okay, no problem.
Well, I mean, it's kind of like the thing. It's like where does a 700-pound gorilla sit? Wherever the hell he wants to. That's where he sits.
Yes. I mean, I also found it amusing how they just put Blue in the cage. Like, they don't even, they don't know for sure. Like, oh, he'll be good here. Let's put him in here. And then they leave to go find the alien that and I liked it. I also like how you see all the dead bodies from what, he had done. And this is when you realize also that the other guy left the door open. So the alien escape goes upstairs. And
yep.
I love at the rock concert, everybody's doing drugs, which is, feels accurate. But then when the alien starts murdering the android, everybody thinks it's part of the show.
Yep. Again, the drugs hamper the self-preservation. The only person who knows realizes what's happening is the scientist. And he's like, oh shit. He's got that oh shit look on his face because he knows what's happening. And of course, he's going to respond in the appropriate way. Get the hell out of there and maybe get back downstairs and find out what the hell happened.
I like that. And I like how there's one scene of the alien, screaming into the microphone and all. And I love how everybody's cheering until it just, because it smells, the hive thing we've been talking about, it just starts murdering everybody.
Oh, yeah. And that's when everybody realizes, oh shit, this is real.
This ain't part of the show. It's very good, and it also had something that I haven't really seen in Aliens fiction yet, where they just take out the alien with a grenade. Like, they just know what they're doing, and that was a nice change of pace. Because in Aliens, they don't know what the fuck they're doing, which is fair, but it was nice to see that for a change.
Yeah, because this is a world that is now familiar with them.
Yeah, and I really like that.
Yeah, it's a beautiful thing. And of course, with everybody dead downstairs, and of course the ninjas come to try and stop things, I guess.
They try.
Well, they first go down to the lab, try and find out what happened. And of course, they meet the other scientist down there, and he's sort of shocked, but he also up above, it's like up above. Mozart just slaughtering them. I came down here to see what happened, and that's when the task force comes in from the other company.
They kind of got what they deserved. I do like how there's just a scene of, they brought swords to a gunfight kind of thing.
Yeah.
Everybody just gets fucking murdered. And I do like how they just leave the scientist there like, yeah, we'll leave you here. You're good. We gotta go.
Well, when it comes down to it, they ask him the key questions. Question 1, if you want to live, answer my questions. Who stole the egg? He points at the remains of the lead ninja. Who wanted the egg? Points to the corpse of Eddington. And he's like, you see what it got them?
Dead.
Yeah. And then tell Sin Sound not to try it again.
It's very cool. It's a very cool ending. Or almost ending of this. And then you find out that the woman actually did survive, and he goes and finds her hidden in the little panel.
Yep. And of course, as companies do, they pay the right people, cover things up. It was destroyed by this unidentified man, assumed to be either an illicit weapons or drug dealer. Creature is thought to be one of an infestation found in the city sewer system. All 7 aliens discovered there were destroyed earlier today.
It feels perfect in almost any world. It's propaganda, but it just... And then the whole fact, it shows 3 months later that his concert, was created. His music was they created music out of it.
Yep. Yes, I heard he died. Of course, dead artist. That's going to get some people to come to it to check it out.
For sure.
Makes you wonder what it actually sounded like.
No, I'm good. I wasn't curious.
I am just a little bit curious as what did that actually sound like? I mean, we get the alien screams in the movies. So what would a symphony composed with those sounds actually sound like? It's sort of like like I said, we've got cats and dogs singing Jingle Bells. Why not? But I like what some of the few people in the audience, it's like, I heard a skiing accident. He died instantly. And the next person's like, I didn't know Eddington skied. The third person, he didn't.
I like that, where, and they're used to the bullshit. They're used to all the lies. I mean, hell, I kind of feel like that's relevant to our world. I mean, there are things that I will see that come from a government, and I'm like, that's nice. That's all bullshit. Okay. Yep.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. It's definitely one, and, reviews aren't going to be kind for it. Well, look at how many few people are there, but there's people who love that kind of music. I mean, let's face it, I have probably some CDs of musicians you might not have never heard of that were like new age musicians, but boom, you're not going to hear of them again because, they either had one hit, one really big thing that they got recorded and people bought and nothing else.
Yeah, fair enough.
But of course, and what do people do? The whole performance, the whole memory of that concert, they recreate it with androids. Androids in the audience, android singers, android alien, and of
which
course,
feels very accurate.
Yeah, in this world, it fits.
Yeah,
I mean, nowadays, you wouldn't want to see some of these disasters get reacted out. I mean, in a history note, we could see an image of the Hindenburg disaster. We could see images of film of the Hindenburg disaster. And what do some people do nowadays? They make jokes of the Hindenburg disaster.
Because it's so many years removed from current.
Yeah.
So.
It's it's our way. It's sometimes we get over these harsh things, sometimes by poking a little light at it. Was it a disaster? Yes. How can we remember this disaster? Hey, here we have a couple kids having a science fair, and one has a Hindenburg, a blimp. And it somehow goes, whoosh, oh, the humanity!
I mean,
it's just my head at that when I saw it at a Disney show.
God, when was the Hindenburg? Is that early 1900s?
Early 1930s, like pre-war.
Oh, okay. So, it was closer to World War II.
Yeah.
That did affect World War II because had that Zeppelin actually, not blown up and worked out, he might have been using them.
He might have been. I mean, it was good, quote, propaganda too when it made that flight, and then the disaster happened, and well, there goes that PR.
Whenever I see a Zeppelin, the other thing comes to my mind is no ticket. Indiana Jones: The Last Crusade. When he throws a Nazi off, and then people are like, and then he's like, no ticket, and they all grab their shoulder tickets really quick.
Yeah, I mean, my only experience with that one is partial scenes and playing the game.
Okay, I love those 3 movies.
You'd probably enjoy. Well, you're not a big point-and-click fan.
No, but I am curious to play them one day. I own them on Steam. I do want to play the point-and-click Indiana Jones game. The Fate of Atlantis and the Infernal Machine.
Fate of Atlantis, very good game. I played that one. I've also played the Infernal Machine.
Wait, no, Infernal not a point-and-click. That's a 3D adventure game.
Yeah, it's sort of like it's what Indiana Jones would have looked like as Lara Croft.
Okay, and then
adventure.
Maybe. Oh, and I played Emperor's Tomb once on Xbox. I remember I really liked that game.
I did play through that one too. I didn't necessarily like how the checkpoints were, but I put up with it.
I beat it on Xbox without cheating, so it was doable for me. I mean, next time I play it, I will be cheating. But yeah.
Dude, didn't you save states to beat a game?
I didn't have the option.
At least it was decent with some of those checkpoints, but I repeated so many sections in that one a few times. Like, oh God.
Get it. But no, you actually got me interested to do more Alien comics. So I will say that. I am definitely curious to read more.
Okay.
It might happen.
When you hear this, Ken, remember, I got him into this one now. And to think, I wouldn't have even gotten into this stuff unless it was for my British literature teacher in high school. So
it's a very, very violent comic. I was not expecting it to be as violent as it is, and now I find out that there's also crossovers of Alien comics too. There's a Superman vs. Aliens comic.
Yeah, I never read that one myself, but I had both of the Aliens versus Batman comics.
Green Lantern versus Alien? That has my attention.
Doesn't surprise me. I mean,
I like Green Lantern.
Well, DC was very open to certain crossovers. I mean, let's face it. You have, you had Batman meet Judge Dredd.
Yeah. You also had Judge Dredd versus Aliens too, by the way.
Yes, and Judge Dredd versus Predator.
Buffy versus Alien.
That was probably a more recent one. I can't see
2012.
I can't see how the Slayer could have handled them.
I don't know. Wildcats versus Aliens.
Not
the Wildcats I was thinking of. It's Wildcats from DC, I was thinking of SWAT cats. Never mind. Wrong cats.
Yeah, that's definitely wrong, Cat. When you said Wildcats, I knew what you were talking about.
I did not, because I forget that that's a team.
Yeah, I could see them fighting the aliens.
All right, but yeah, I'm definitely curious to read more now. So
yeah, and
that might happen.
And of course, Dark Horse didn't follow the Comics Authority Code when it was still a thing.
But that's still a thing. That doesn't go away to like the 90s, right?
Yeah, didn't necessarily go away till the 90s. Yeah, so you couldn't get away with. They got away with so much stuff because they just didn't care. They wanted to make more mature themed comics, and this is definitely mature themed.
Okay, it started to lose a lot of its like power in the 80s and 90s with the rise of independent publishers. So
yep.
Okay, but Marvel didn't let go of it till 2001, and DC didn't do it till 2011.
Kind of surprises me with that some of DC's stuff was a little bit
Yeah.
Possibly a little bit more lenient when it came to like certain things.
All right. We should go to Shelf Stacker Box.
Okay.
And Rich, why don't you go first?
Well, I'm definitely going to put this on the shelf. Part of it is, while it's not something I would read often, it's just one of those rare gems that I managed to get a hold of. Because most of these comics, my first exposure to them had been reading the novelizations. So now, with the comics, I was actually putting more images to what everything looked like. And I will admit that the comics, the book does have a little bit of a prelude in it, sort of showing how the mistress or something switched to a different person, hence prompting the more urge to really go through with this idea. But yeah, this is one, if you actually can find the comics or an omnibus of it, it's definitely worth putting on the shelf because, like I said, this one was one that was hard to find for me.
I can completely see that. Doesn't surprise me at all.
Yeah. Story-wise, like when you get to some of the other stuff, it's definitely more like would feel like a one-shot story that they would do. And I think it's also a plus that it's not weapons or drugs they're going after here. It's music. I like that. I like that subversion.
Same. Yeah, that's a very interesting twist.
And for you?
I'm going to put it in the stack. I enjoyed it a lot. I'll never read it again, but I really liked it. And I want to read more.
Well,
so
that's a plus. That's a plus.
You know, and why? I mean, yeah, I want to get more. I'm actually interested to read more into this world now. So that's a first.
Well, how many things have I actually introduced you to now?
I don't know. It's been a few.
Yeah, it's been a few, and this is probably one of the good things that I got you interested in because
I think you've been trying to get me to do this for a while.
You get to see more of the extended lore. And also you can also with this you can understand why so many fans of the franchise were, well, not necessarily thrilled with Alien 3 for one, but also not really thrilled with the direction Prometheus took.
I can't remember either or, but yeah, no, I remember a lot of upsetness. So
yeah, because it seemed to say that the aliens were created by humans.
Okay, by the engineers, but we'll get to those eventually someday.
Oh yeah, the engineers. Well, the engineers were always something being speculated on. You see, in when we do Alien Book 1 or whatever I'm trying to remember what the other one's called, what the other version would be called.
Alien Book 1 is Aliens Outbreak.
Yeah, Outbreak. That would be it.
And the other two books that you had are farther in the series.
Yeah, I've got a bunch of them. There's a story called Rogue. There's a story called Labyrinth, which has probably one of the most decisive characters of the extended lore in it. You have, the books call it Nightmare Asylum. Nightmare Asylum was actually book 2, initially Aliens book 2. Outbreak was initially Aliens book 1. If it's called Outbreak and Nightmare Asylum, those two, that's the one that they had to change the lead characters for.
Yeah, but the version that I would be reading would most likely be the original, where I get to read it the way it was supposed to be.
Yeah, that would probably be the better one to read, but it doesn't hurt to read those either, because the story, except for name changes and certain little plot points, are good. They're pretty good. And you get an idea also that more so of our the space jockey.
Oh, they're black and white.
Yeah. These comics were originally black and white.
I am not okay with that.
That's the remakes were in color.
Okay.
But like I said, everything's the same. They just colored it, and of course you have the change of the primary characters. The story is good. I mean, let's face it. Dark Horse was just starting off with the property when they first did those, so black and white made sense.
We'll see.
Well, the gore doesn't stand out as much in black and white. As it does
fair
color.
That's a fair statement. Yes. I'm just weird about I don't like black and white in comics a lot.
For certain comics it works better.
I mean, Walking Dead does it. I don't like it there either.
Yeah, I think the comic saga known as Bone, the pages were black and white, but the covers were color. And it sort of gives
color.
Well, let's face it, that sort of more feels like it's from the newspaper pages too.
So we'll see.
Yeah.
Maybe, because they'll probably make more sense instead of just jumping in randomly in volume that has color. So
yeah. Well,
we shall see.
I only picked this because I still have physical copies.
No, I know. I saw you posted that you had physical copies of three of these. You're like, these are the ones I have. I was like, well, I'll go with the first one you typed out.
Actually, that's the only one I still had physical copies of. Everything else I probably got rid of when I had to do a mass selling of things to hopefully get funds in.
No, I get that. All right. Well, thanks for doing this with me, Richard. And where can people find you at?
Yeah, you can always find me on my YouTube channel, which is Rich Kale, where I play through various games, franchises, and have all other sorts of things popping up. I have played through, Alien-wise, I played through Alien Isolation, the original Alien vs. Predator game that came out in 2000, and then the one that came out in the 2010s, Aliens vs. Predator. And I played through all the campaigns on that. And I have stuff that I also have like readings of fics that I've written that pop up on there from time to time. I'm sort of all caught up on that. And anything that I do now is just new, and it'll come out when I publish, get it done.
Hey, I get that. I understand. All right, and if you enjoyed this episode, over 850 other episodes of podcasts. We do movies, TV shows, video games, comics, all sorts of stuff. You never know what the hell we're because I don't even know what the hell we're going to make. So check out our giant catalog. You can find everything we do on Podbean. Great way to support the show, so check that all out. If you want to support the show, we do have a Patreon a little down. You vote in our Patreon polls. We have 1 to 2 polls every month. We also, if you pay $10 or more, I will promote your show every episode that I record during that month. So great way to, get some shout outs if you want to do that. We do have a Discord if you want to join the Discord, chat with us, suggest things that I will get to someday. I'm really making an effort this year. And from now on, check that out. And you want to be on the show. That's how I get people to, I post in there all the time and I always have new voices on the show. So great way to do that. And I want to give a shout out my awesome intro and outro crew, Helena at HellHasRadio on TikTok and Instagram, and check out A Gamer Looks at 40 with Bill Tucker. And also don't forget to check out absolutely the best podcast of Work in Progress. They talk about MC movies, MCU adjacent movies, and he's doing the Alien franchise in October, the movies. So that feels topical to mention. So check those out, and please follow us on Facebook, Instagram, Threads, Blue Sky, YouTube, audio only, wherever you get your podcasts. And rate and review us too. And I think that's everything I need to say, so we will see you guys all next time. Bye, everybody.
Bye, and remember, winners don't use XenoZip.